guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm kind of filming a little chit chat video. Right now I'm in my car headed home. So yeah, I just want this video to be like very comfortable, very kind of like you and I talking as friends kind of thing, because that's the whole reason why I created my channel, so that I could, you know, like contribute to somebody's life in a way that you would want a friend to, or somebody like that too. So I'm gonna share my story with you. My car is bootleg, you guys. This thing is always falling down. So I'm just gonna share my story with you guys today. Not too much, not like, you know, the nitty-gritty, the details, but just kind of give you guys a general idea of what's been going on in my life, where I've been, why I'm so busy, just kind of like help you guys understand me better as a person, period. Because I want to have that relationship with you guys, even if there's only 200 of you guys right now. I want that relationship with y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of jump right into the story of my life. So a little bit of background before I get into everything that's been going on and why I haven't been uploading. My brothers currently live with me. One of them is named Philip and he's 16, and the other is Michael and he is 14. I have an older sister. My parents divorced, and my dad now lives in California, and my mom lives out here in Texas. And this will all make sense kind of when I get into what's going on with me currently. So in April, I found out I was pregnant. I believe I was like a month pregnant when I found out, if not a little bit more. I think like a month and 2 weeks, or a month and a week, or something like that. And during the month of April as well, me and my dad were discussing my brother's coming back out. And so just those two things alone on my plate was really stressful, because I'm thinking like nobody else knew I was pregnant except for Darian. So having that on my plate, like, and not being able to tell my dad, well, hey, I just found out I'm pregnant. So I was just trying to juggle a lot at that point in time. I was thinking to myself, like, damn, I am committing to raising 3 kids. Like, what the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went from being, you know, having no kids, not being a mom, to basically committing to having my brothers come out here and watching after them and making sure that they're good, and, you know, being a parental figure to them as well as I'm carrying my own. So I was really scared, and then on top of that, me and Darian were not on good terms whatsoever. Our relationship was really rocky, but we lived together, and I was not on good terms with my mom or my family. Like, I really didn't have anybody to reach out to at the moment, and I felt just really alone and really scared. I remember shortly after I found out I was pregnant, I attempted to commit suicide. And I know that's like really, really deep. It's easy for me to talk about now because I'm kind of out of that deep part of my life. But yeah, so I attempted, well, I didn't attempt fully, but I was ready to take it there. And the one thing that stopped me was the fact that I was carrying my child. Because I was okay with taking my own life at that point in time, but I was not okay with taking an innocent child's life, especially like my child. Like, I created that. How could I be that selfish to do that to that child as well? So I remember that night I prayed, and I just prayed and prayed and prayed, and I was like, God, please let me fall asleep. Just please let me fall asleep. I don't want to do anything stupid. I don't want to let my feelings overcome me any more than they already have. Just please let me fall asleep before I do something that I can't take back. And so I fell asleep that night, woke up the next morning, and I just woke up that day with a whole new, like, take on basically, like, life, period. Like, I woke up with, like, a whole new aspect, a whole new perspective, and I was just so grateful for my child at that point. I was just like, you saved my life. I owe you my life. And so that day I made that decision that I was going to move forward with life regardless, and I was going to make the best out of my situation, no matter what I had to do. And so I kind of explained to Darian, like, you know, abortion it really wasn't an option from the beginning, because I knew me personally, it just doesn't align with my morals and things. I'm speaking for myself. I feel like every woman has, you know, that's her choice to make. But me personally, I could never really wrap my head around abortion to begin with. But I just wanted to further confirm that with him, like, hey, it's a wrap. We're having a baby, so we're either gonna get this together or we're not. And so at that point, I really did start trying to work on our relationship, and just started to work on like finding an apartment for my brothers and getting everything set up for the next steps in my life. So I was really, really busy at that point. You know, we found an apartment for, you know, me and my brothers to move into. And my first doctor's appointment rolled around as well. I think it was like May 2nd, I want to say my doctor's appointment was. And so me and Darian went. We got to hear the baby's heartbeat. We got to see the baby. I got all of my blood work and all that stuff done, and everything was looking great. Like, I had nothing to worry about. They sent me home, and that was that. So at that point in my life, I was really, really excited. I was really pumped. And I actually filmed a video, I think maybe a week after my doctor's appointment, and I might insert some clips. I don't know. It's just kind of hard for me to watch that video because I'm not pregnant right now. I ended up miscarrying, so it's kind of hard to watch that video just because, like, I was so happy, and I was so, like, that brought me back to YouTube. That brought me back to, like, it put me back in that mind space to be like, okay, like, I'm happy. My brothers are coming home. Me and Darian were doing a little bit better. My baby was healthy. You know, I was having a good week. And so right after I ended up filming that video, a few days later, I went to the ER because I was bleeding, and they sent me home, and then the bleeding got worse. I went back to the ER, and they basically told me I was going to miscarry. And so May 15th around 7:30 a.m. I did end up miscarrying my baby, and that right there did it for me. Like, even now it's still hard to talk about. I'm still coping with it. You know, now I do have a few good days, but a lot of days I do, you know, have really bad anxiety. I do you know, I still have hard days, you know, dealing with it all. But yeah, so that was kind of when I was just like, it put me back in that hole again. But I kind of had to get it together because at this point my brothers were coming out. They ended up coming out earlier because they were supposed to be coming out in August, but they got here July 5th, I believe. So May 15th, at that point I was like, okay, like, it's time for me to start getting all the apartment shit finalized. It's time for me to start looking at furniture, furniture, like making sure I got pots and pans, making sure I got lawn, you know, just like all the necessities to basically run a house. And at that point I was still working, and I was working a lot, so it was just hard to juggle everything as far as like preparing for them, keeping a steady job, coping with my miscarriage. I had missed a lot of days because of the miscarriage, so I was kind of stressing about my money situation because, like, I'm still paying rent, but I'm also trying to save so I can move. But I mean, I also just have like regular expenses, and my, you know, obviously my check's going to be a little bit smaller because I've missed weeks or whatever, you know, off of work. It was just like really, really, really stressful and really, really tense. So I ended up, you know, kind of coming out of that as my brothers got back into town, because like I got back on speaking terms with my mom. Me and Darian kind of found a place to where we can be happy. We're not together or anything, but, you know, we're at a place to where, you know, we're not like inhibiting each other's happiness anymore. Like, we're both happy for the most part, and I could look forward to my brothers coming home. So like I said, I was kind of at this decent point in my life, and I was just busy making sure I had all my shit together, you know, for the boys. And that kind of leads up to now. Basically, now they're here and everything's going good. They start school here in about 2.5 weeks, I believe. and I'm just trying to get my schedule back on track. I haven't like really got a good setup in the apartment yet to actually get back to filming and things like that, and I am still working quite a lot, but I just got a job at the hospital, so that's good. Just everything's really starting to be on the upside now, which I'm super happy about. If you guys do want a more in-depth video discussing like my miscarriage, for anybody who's going through a miscarriage, how I'm coping, just like my experience, or anything like that, let me know. I'd be happy to share my story with you guys. It may get a bit emotional just because it is a sensitive topic for me, but if that means that I'm helping somebody else overcome like a traumatic experience, because miscarriage is traumatic, whether you have to have a D&C or you do it on your own, either way it's very, very traumatic. Especially my circumstances, after I miscarried, I found out that I have a 50% chance of miscarrying from any other pregnancy that I do have. So I mean, like, it's rough, and I just want to be here to basically talk to you guys, give you guys hope. It gets better. It does get better. Just keep pushing. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all that I needed to share with you guys. But yeah, if you guys want any further details on anything that I talked about today, just let me know. Leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to kind of further discuss life with you guys. I hope that you guys kind of understand why I've been so absent and why my uploading has been like hit or miss these past couple of months. What the fuck? Damn, what's in this air? Shit! A bitch started choking out of nowhere. But yeah, I hope that kind of like makes everything make sense, and I hope that you guys know that I really, like, I wasn't bullshitting you guys. Like when I told you guys in all my intros, pretty much, my life is crazy, I'm not lying. I'm not lying, I promise you. So I hope this kind of makes everything make sense, and I hope that from this point things kind of stay on this uphill and I can get back to regularly uploading. I still have to get my setup kind of figured out in the apartment, but I have a lot of good natural light, so I have a good space to work with. So hopefully I can get stuff going back on a consistent flow here soon, because I really do miss YouTube and I really, really enjoy it. I really do find it to be an outlet. I love connecting with you guys. I love seeing your comments. I love like just talking to the camera and feeling like I do have you guys, to talk to, and I do have you guys as like friends, you know what I'm saying? So thank you guys so much for watching this video and for taking the time to just kind of like hear my problems. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.